Let's humbly invite Swami into this room and participate in the study circle along with us. Let him think through us, speak through us, breathe through us, love through us. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to participants who are online as well today. Today's study circle is going to be a little bit special because we are launching our Mindful Living series topics. I humbly welcome Sister Jyotsna Balakrishnan, who is also a registered dietitian here in United Methodist. Very well-known professional, and also she's also a SSC teacher and active member in our center. So she's going to guide us through the way the material has been curated is to ensure that we go back to source, what Swami has talked about health, and then she will touch upon the scientific facts as well. And then also, hopefully people have started looking at the recipes and all that, how to take care of our health. So sit back and enjoy and definitely participate if you're in person. Thank you.
You say Sahana Bhavatu. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinapatitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sairam, everyone. So we are going to talk about prevention of diabetes and diabetes. If you have diabetes, we will talk about how to manage it. Well, so can I get a show of hands if anybody has, anybody or their family member has diabetes or pre-diabetes? Show of hands. Okay, thank you. So hopefully that will help you guys. So we'll talk about what does Swami talk about diabetes. Can I have the next slide, please? Okay. Does anybody want to read and tell me what Swami says?
People should not eat as their tongue dictates. The tongue has 48,000 taste buds. Improperly used, they can cause sugar craving and lead to diabetes. The senses have to be regulated for good health. There is some genetic cause also for diabetes.
So what does that mean, right? What comes sense control, right? Because tongue, the taste, right? We go with the taste. But if you don't regulate our taste buds or we don't control our taste buds, it's going to cause other diseases and diabetes as well. So Swami is asking for us to have self-control. Next. So what is diabetes, right? So anybody want to tell me what is diabetes? What does it mean to you? What is diabetes? Louder. No? Go ahead.
The body doesn't produce insulin.
Right. So you have your blood sugar level is higher than your normal. So there is a normal level of blood sugar in our body, right? So, but when it's higher, your body cannot regulate it. That's when you have diabetes, and anyone can develop diabetes. But the family, common risk factors are like family history, your age, race. For us, like Indian origin, South Asian has a higher risk. Physical inactivity, if you're sedentary, obesity, high blood pressure, cholesterol, and also if you had diabetes during pregnancy, which is called the gestational diabetes. So that also increases your risk for diabetes.
Just want you to be the other side so the YouTube your face is seen. Don't go behind the laptop.
Oh, like this way. Okay. Okay, thank you. Next. So, little bit pathophysiology. So, when we eat certain foods, it turns into sugar. Sugar, glucose, it's the same thing. So, that sugar is your fuel. You need that glucose or the sugar, okay? Otherwise, you will feel really tired without that because of the fuel, right? If you don't have enough fuel. So when you eat that food, it turns into sugar, goes into your blood, and you have high blood sugar at that point. So that sugar shouldn't stay in the blood. It needs to go inside your cell. You're made of billions of cells. But the door of that cell is locked, okay? So the sugar cannot go inside by itself. So that's when your blood sugar rises, insulin gets released from your pancreas, right? So that is like a key. It opened the door of that cell, so all the sugar can go inside the cell, so it can be used for energy, right? So if you don't have enough insulin, or your cell sometimes does not, it's called insulin resistance. It just doesn't allow the insulin to work well, especially if you have more fat cells covering your cells and stuff. So it doesn't allow the insulin to work well. So that is insulin resistance. So when you have diabetes, either you're not making enough insulin or you are resistant to insulin. So a lot of sugar stay in your blood, right? So that's how you have high blood sugar. So insulin is like a key that opens the door. Yeah, go ahead. Next slide. So what happens when there is a lot of sugar in your blood? Right? So blood is mainly water. So if you add a lot of sugar in the water, right, it's like a syrup, right? And sugar is sticky. So blood flows everywhere and it can stick to other organs, your nerves, and cause damages to your kidneys, your retina, your feet, because there is poor circulation, arteries, every organ gets affected. Eventually, right? If you have like few readings here and there of high blood sugar, that's not going to do anything. It's just uncontrolled diabetes for a long period of time. Okay, next slide. So are these problems preventable? Yes, they are preventable, right? Okay, and then next slide. So how do we prevent that? Managing or modifying your lifestyle, right? So if you are pre-diabetic, you can prevent becoming a diabetic. And if you are diabetic, people ask me a lot of times, can I reverse diabetes? But that's not the right term. You would call it remission. There can be a remission in your diabetes. You are still at high risk for having your blood sugars going higher. You have to be on top of it, right? You cannot just have one reading of A1C being good after you're being off the medications, but then you just let go and then it's going to, because you think that, my diabetes is gone away. No, you have to be on top of it, right? Because you are in remission, so it can come back anytime. Okay. So these are the control, the ABCs of diabetes, that's what it's called. These are our goals to control diabetes. So A is the A1C. I will explain what the A1C means in a bit, but everybody probably know what an A1C, you are seeing it in your lab reports. A number should be 7 or lower. The B part is the blood pressure, so it has to be below 130/80, and then C is the cholesterol. So all three has to be well controlled for your diabetes. For your diabetes to be well controlled and prevent all the complications from diabetes to happen. So cholesterol, the total cholesterol should be, of course, less than 200. Triglycerides should be less than 150. LDL is the bad cholesterol, so that should be below 100. And HDL for men, you can read it, more than 40, and for women more than 50. HDL is the good cholesterol. So H can remember it needs to be high, and LDL, which is the L, stands for it needs to be lower. So remember it that way. Okay? So 4 ways to manage the diabetes. You need to take your medications. If it's prescribed, we need to take the medications. And managing a healthy weight, remember, if your BMI is higher, you have more insulin resistance happening, right? So even though you could be making enough insulin, but you're resisting that insulin. So when you lose weight, the cells will increase the sensitivity to insulin, so your insulin will work better. Being active, of course, will help you to uptake all that glucose and use for energy, so that helps. Then, of course, eating a balanced diet. So medication. So I know there are a few hands I saw, like, you are diabetic or you have a family member diabetic. So some of them might be taking medication. So there are different kinds of medications. So it works in different ways, right? So some of them increases the sensitivity of the cell so that your insulin can work well. Like if you heard the name of Actos, that's one of the brand name, Actos. If you're on that's what it does. Then, so we talked about the food increasing your blood sugar, right? You eat certain foods and it goes into your blood and increases the blood sugar. But also, our liver makes sugar all the time. Why? Because remember, sugar is the fuel. So we need fuel all the time. We are not eating right now, but our body is working, right? So you need that fuel all the time. So our liver is constantly making some glucose, right? So some of the medications like metformin, right, that slow down the production of that additional glucose into your blood, right? So if you have already, like let's say pre-diabetic, your blood sugar is kind of in the higher end, so you don't want added sugar from your liver pouring into your bloodstream. So that's the first line of treatment when you have diabetes or prediabetes. So that you are limiting the additional production of the blood sugar. Some of them stimulate the pancreas to make more insulin. So your pancreas is still working, but it's not making enough, right? So sometimes, the medications like glimepiride, glyburide, they are called the sulfonylureas. They stimulate your pancreas to work more and make more insulin. Some of them, like the new ones, the injectables, like the Ozempic and all that, they decreases your appetite. So it slows down the digestion, so your appetite, you don't feel hungry because the food is there longer, right? So that's how your sugar is not passed into the blood quickly, so your sugar will be controlled and your weight, you will lose weight because you're not hungry all the time. So then other medications, some of them, they let you excrete the glucose through the urine. So you're not holding it. The kidney usually keeps the glucose and then filter the waste, right? So, but in this medications, they allow it to pass through the urine. So that's how they control. So that's the different kinds of medications. Next one, please. So these are our target ranges if you have diabetes. Fasting should be 80 to 130 fasting or before meals, 80 to 130. This is for the red ones is for your A1C to be below 7. Okay, the tighter control would bring your A1C below 6.5. So if your fasting is between 70 and 110, that's our goal for the A1C to be below 6.5. And then 2 hours after eating, less than 180. And if you want the tighter control, less than 140. Okay? So the A1C, we talked about the A1C, the number, we want it to be below 7 or 6.5. So if you're younger, right, let's say you're in the 40s, you want it to be more tighter controlled than, let's say you are in your 70s, then 7 is okay, right? But if you are younger, so you have to live a longer life, so you want your blood sugar to be more controlled. So A1C is, so like I said, sugar sticks to everything, right? So it would stick to our hemoglobin cells as well. So that's what you see, it's sugar stuck to the hemoglobin cells, right? So in the half-life, the life of the hemoglobin cells are 3 months. So in the lab, they will check how much sugar is stuck to the red blood cells or the hemoglobin and calculate the number of the average blood sugar in the last 3 months, okay? So that's how they get the A1C results. So these are the symptoms of high blood sugar. So increased thirst. So why do you feel thirsty when your sugars are high? Sometimes people don't know that they have diabetes, and that's what they first experience, right? A lot of thirst. They feel tired. They want to go to the restroom more. And headache, blurry vision, all that. So when your sugar is high in the blood, remember, sugar is the fuel. It's not entering the cells. So the cells are starving at that time, right? So your cells are sending signal to the brain, give me more fuel, I need food. So you're getting hungry all the time. And then it also sends signal to your liver asking, make more sugar, we need more sugar. So because your cells are not getting that energy. So that's how you lose weight, because then the cell will go and burn fat instead of sugar for energy. So you will see that if you newly diagnosed people, they have lost a lot of weight, they felt hungry all the time, and they're thirsty. So when your blood sugar is high, it's more concentrated, right? So your body is naturally asking for water to dilute it and get to the normal level. So you feel thirsty, and then you go to the bathroom more often to urinate, right? So these are the symptoms of high blood sugar. So what should you do at that time? Do not eat more carbohydrate. We'll talk about carbs. Drink a lot. Sure. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
So when the weight loss happens, is it like is there a measure for that to say, I might have sugar, might not know it, but I'm losing like suddenly 5 pounds or something like that. Is there some kind of a yardstick for that?
You need to check your sugar, right? At that time, if you were already pre-diabetic, or if you have like a family history or something, you want to be curious and see, why am I losing weight? I'm not even trying to lose weight, but I'm losing weight. So just check your blood sugar and see if that's the reason.
There is no like, suddenly I lost 3 pounds for no reason in 1 week.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do any workout, I think. Something like that. There's no yardstick like that.
There is no like yardstick to how much weight you're losing. Is that what you're asking? How much? Is there a number for
Like
how
an indicator, because I might not have any dizziness or...
Right. So one of the symptoms could be, some people may not have dizziness. They might just experience hunger or thirst. It could be just one of those symptoms. It may not be all of those symptoms. Yeah. So it's best to, if you are prone to diabetes, just check to make sure, rule out that.
I have a follow-up question. So when you say prone to diabetic, is it because the parents had
Yeah.
diabetes?
With the first slide,
Genetic.
right? Like the family history, if your BMI is higher, sedentary lifestyle, all that. So if you have, if your BMI is higher, you have more insulin resistance. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, got it. Okay, yeah. Sure. Yeah. So the question was, what's the correlation between weight and diabetes? So if you have more fat cells, or if you're in the obese category, or like your BMI is higher than like in the 30, that's when you fall under the obese category. So you have more insulin resistance at that time. Okay. So what should you do when your sugars are high? So don't eat more carbs, because carbs is what turns into sugar. Drink a lot of water or other sugar-free liquids so that you can kind of dilute the blood. Take insulin if you are prescribed with insulin. Check your blood sugar at 2 to 4 hours, every 2 to 4 hours. Call your healthcare provider if it doesn't go down in 8 hours or so, or the symptoms get worse. This is when you have like diabetes and it's like in the 300s, or about, even when if it's like 200 and you're diabetic, you can still avoid the carbs and drink water and exercise. That also helps to bring the sugar down. If you walk like 10-15 minutes, it will help to bring the sugar down. Go ahead, next slide, please. That's correct, yes, but it will help to kind of lower the blood sugar. Yeah. No, sorry, the question was, if you drink more water, you're going to go urinate more. But keep a close watch on your number, of course, right? And then drink water and don't eat more carbs, and do the walking or some kind of activity. Next slide, please. So this is for low blood sugar. Sometimes if you're taking medications for diabetes, the sugars can go lower than your normal level. So then You feel hungry, the same kind of symptoms. Slightly, it can be very confusing if you sometimes people feel like, oh, I have low blood sugar. It could be high blood sugar too, because the symptoms can kind of overlap. Sweaty, shaky, confused, dizzy, grumpy. So the best thing to do is to check your blood sugar. But if you know that you're taking medications and you haven't eaten for a while and you've been like in the mall and walking around, then your blood sugar can drop. Then you know that it's lower. You don't have to check. You kind of know, use your judgment at that time. And then treat. We'll talk about how to treat low blood sugar after we go over the carb counting. So next slide, please. So that's called hypoglycemia. When you have low blood sugar, you will feel tired, hungry, all that, sweaty. So check your blood sugar at that time. If you're not sure, it could be high or low. So that way you're not treating low blood sugar at the time when you have a high blood sugar. Next slide, please. So now we talk about nutrition and diabetes. Okay, so next slide. Okay, this is what Swami says. So just because tasty food is available everywhere, like, available around you, and one is tempted to overeat, right? But there is air. He's saying that there is air all around us, but we don't breathe all. We only breathe as much as we need. Same thing with the water. We only drink water as much as we need to quench our thirst. So overeating has become a social evil, a fashionable habit. The stomach cries out enough, but the tongue insists on more, and then man becomes helpless target of the disease. He suffers from the corpulence, high blood pressure, and diabetes. Moderate food is the best medicine. So Swami says, mitaharam, in everything in moderation. And then I also remember Swami saying that when you sit down to eat, you should, after you finish eating, when you get up, you should be able to get up at the same ease when you sat down to eat, not like feeling. And also only fill 75%, the 25%, or there's a percent that you need to let air to be for space for air. So you want to read, anybody want to read Swami's quote and kind of interpret? The second one. Yeah, second quote. Okay, go ahead.
Sai Ram, everybody. Some people consume food indiscriminately, unmindful of the caloric content of the food taken. For example, people eat papads fried in oil, which have high calorie content. People also consume ghee, which is also a high calorie food. A single papad has 100 to 150 calories of energy. A single spoonful of ghee has 100 calories.
Okay, so a lot of my, our Indian patients, they love to put the ghee in everything because ghee is supposedly good, right? Also in moderation. A teaspoon is like a tip of your thumb, like that is how big. Not our steel spoon that is heaped. This is melted ghee that in a measuring teaspoon, right? So that is one serving of fat, even if it's olive oil. So the calorie matters because why? Calories what make you gain weight, because people get confused between carbs and calories. Carbs increases your sugar, calories make you gain weight. So overall calorie matters too. So if you're not even eating enough you're controlling the carb, but you're eating more calories, you can gain weight and then cause insulin resistance, okay? Okay, next slide, please. So remember we said glucose is the most of the food is turned into glucose, and that's the source of energy for us. Next one. So there are three kinds of food we eat: the carbohydrate, protein, and fat. Those are called the macronutrients. So they all have energy, which is measured in calories, right? So all three of them has calories in it. Next slide. So, but carbohydrates are made of starch, sugar, and fiber, right? So that turns the starch and the sugar, the carbohydrate turns into sugar in your body or increases your blood sugar. The protein and fat does not convert into sugar. It's just the carbs that turns into sugar. Protein is used to build your muscles, your hair, your skin, for your, all that. It's a building block, the protein. The carbs is what the body mainly uses for energy, right? So protein is spared for body in the building. And then the fat also does not turn into sugar. It's stored for our future use of energy. When we do not have glucose, then the body goes into fat to burn the fat. So, but your brain only uses glucose for energy, so to function. So you need enough amount of glucose, not too much. Next slide. So what are the foods that contain carbohydrates? Mainly anything that come from a grain, they are starches. So it could be rice, it could be wheat, it could be quinoa, it could be millet, pasta, oatmeal. So some of these grains are healthy grains because they have more fiber. They are more whole. So what happens when the grain is more whole is that it takes longer to digest, to break it down into sugar. So the longer it takes, for example, if you eat a refined carb, it's already processed. So the body doesn't take too much work to break it down into sugar and increase it. So it doesn't take much work, right? So it just goes into the blood as sugar right away and you get a quick spike. But if it has high fiber, then it takes longer and you get a nice curve rather than a quick peak. Then there are a few vegetables that are starchy, like all your potatoes, the sweet potatoes, corn, peas. A lot of people don't associate peas as a carb because it's green, right? But green peas is a starchy vegetable. Any kind of dry beans and lentils, so all our dals and the rajma, chana, all the dals, they have protein too. So it's a healthy carb, but it's a carb, still a carb. So don't think of it as a protein and only at a protein. It's not just a protein, it's a carb and a protein combo. Then fruits, all the fruits are carbs, has carb in it. So I get a lot of questions, which fruit can I eat? You can eat every fruit. It's the portion control, right? So it's the quantity that matters. So milk also has natural sugar in it. So our yogurt that we make at home, the regular yogurts, they are made from milk, so it becomes a carb. Then of course your desserts are carbs. Okay, next slide, please. So yes, the question is, can I comment on banana? So what does banana fall under? It's a fruit, right? Of course, it's a carb. So the portion control is the key. So we are going to talk about how much is the serving of a banana, right? So we will go in the coming slides. Okay, thank you. What is carbohydrate counting? It's a system to track the intake of your carbohydrate throughout the day and throughout a meal. So one serving is standard. It's 15 grams of carbohydrate is considered as one serving. Next slide, please. So these are all one serving of carbs. So if you got a handout, it is in your handout. So these are our common Indian foods that we eat. So it tells you what is a serving of carbohydrate? What is 15 grams of carbohydrate? So for example, half cup of cooked cereal, like oatmeal or like cream of wheat, cooked half cup. Actually, can you get me the bag? In the bag, there is some measuring cup. The plastic bag. I have one handout. Or you can share, yeah. I don't need it, you can pass it. So this is half a cup. I'm talking about measuring cups, not like our teacup or your coffee mugs, right? So these are the standard cups. So leveled half a cup, not like heaped. Leveled half cup of, cereal, cooked cereal like oatmeal or cream of wheat, could be upma, same as cream of wheat, right? So half a cup is 15 grams of carb. One dosa made with like this much batter, like a third cup of batter if you make like a medium dosa, right? So that will become 15 grams of carb. And idli made with a fourth cup of batter. So idli batter is thicker, so it's a smaller amount. So each would be 15 carb. Half cup of upma, you can read that. So dals, half a cup of dal is 15 grams of carb. So a 6-inch roti or a 6-inch tortilla a slice of bread. So whole grain bread would be better. So if you look at the label in the back, the nutrition facts, the more fiber the bread has, the better the bread. Okay. 8 potato chips or 13 tortilla chips, those are 15 grams of carb. Rice and pasta are 1/3 cup cooked. All the measurements are after cooking, okay? So not the raw measure. So 1/3 cup of rice is 15 grams of carb. 1/3 cup of noodles, pasta, 1/3 cup cooked is 15 grams of carb. 15 is just a number for reference, but we are going to talk about how much you would need, okay? So next slide, please. So if you look at your handout, it has every measurement there is for 15 grams of carb. Quinoa is also 1/3 cup. The question was quinoa, how much of quinoa is 15? So 1/3 cup of 15. 1/3 cup of quinoa is 15 grams of carb. Yeah, next slide, please. Same with the millet, 1/3 cup is 15 grams of carb. That's in your handout too. So the fruits, so now here's the fruits. So again, one serving is 15 grams of carb. So apple, orange, peach, pear, like a tennis ball size. That, a small one, that's 15 grams of carb. But if it's a large apple, just half would be 15 carb. 17 small grapes or 10 large grapes. Half of a medium banana, that's 15 grams of carb, okay? 1 cup of, usually like a fruit that we cut up like papaya, watermelon, watermelon, papaya, all that. 1 cup is 15 grams of carb. Mango is half a cup. Berries are a cup is 15, 2 prunes. Stay away from the fruit juice. I would stay away, even if you squeeze at home, that's a fresh juice, I wouldn't recommend the fruit juice, because imagine how many oranges does it take to make a glass of juice, right? 4 or 5. And 1 small orange is 15 grams of carb. So 4 ounces of juice, like this much, is 15 grams of carb. And it doesn't need much digestion. It just goes into your blood as sugar right away and spikes it. But if it is a whole orange, it's still 15 grams of carb, the small one. It takes longer to digest because of the fiber, right? So 1 date, like if it's a medjool date, 1 date is 15. If it's the Noor, the digital blue Noor date, that is 3. Jam, jelly, honey is also a carb. A lot of people put honey in their tea thinking that it's healthy. Of course, honey has its own health benefits, but if you're diabetic or pre-diabetic, you need to watch. So a tablespoon, again, the tablespoon I'm talking about is the measuring tablespoon. So that is at 15 grams of carb. Same with the sugar, 1 tablespoon of jaggery, brown sugar, 1 tablespoon is 15 grams of carb. Next slide. Milk, it has 12 grams of carb per cup. So another question I get is, I drink 2%, I drink skim, is it going to help? No, when you see the whole milk, skim milk 1%, that's the fat, the amount of fat. So carbs are going to be the same. So 8-ounce cup is 12 grams of carb. 6 ounce of plain yogurt is also 12 grams of carb. Next slide, please. So when you look at the label, so most of our food has labels, which is very helpful. So first thing you check is the serving size on top, okay? So let's say this one says, what does it say? 6.7 ounces, and there is the whole container is 1 serving. So 1 serving has, so all the information there is for that 1 particular serving, that's 6.7 ounces. Which is 23 grams of carb, right? You see that number? And right below it, you will see the fiber, right? So the fiber and the sugar is included into that 23. That's why it's called total. It's that sugar, the carb is a total of starch, sugar, and fiber. So starch is not listed there. So that 18 and the 5 are included in the 23, okay? So out of that fiber, we don't digest. So you can subtract the fiber from that 23. So it's 23 minus 5. So the net carb, that would be called the net carb, is 18 grams. Okay? So if you eat that 6.7 ounce of this particular food, it's 18 grams of carb. Yeah, next slide, please. See, so the total carb, next slide. And then the fiber, you subtracted the fiber from the carb, and that's the net carb. Anybody has questions on this? Yeah, got it? Yeah. So everybody's need is different. For your need for carb is different. But a rule of thumb that's coming in the next slide. So your question is, the 15 gram is like, it's a standard serving for one carb. That's called exchange. One carb exchange is 15 grams of carb. That's what, it's like standard. So sometimes you will see like diabetic food products, it will say one carb exchange on the label. In the front, they will show that means it has 15 grams of carb. So even in your packet, you will see at the end, the last page, it says one carb plus one fat or something like that. So not that last page, the one before it, the previous page, Lakshita. You see, it says one carb, no? Yeah, one carb choice is 50. So, yeah, so that is, no, it's okay. It's 15 grams of carb. Okay, next slide. So what's the limit? Again, like I said, it varies depending on your age, your BMI, your physical activity, all that. But general rule is 30 to 45 grams of carb per meal, not for the day, per meal for women, and 45 to 60 per meal for men. So 15 is one serving, so it's like for women, 2 serving to 3 servings per meal, right? So for example, 1/3 cup of rice is 15 grams. So 1 whole cup would be 3 times, right? Which is 45 grams. Yeah, you got it? Okay. So if you want to follow the upper limit and you're a woman, that is 1 cup of cooked rice is your 45 grams of carb. But if you add dal to it, right? So half cup of dal becomes another 15. So if you're a male, and then you can, if you want to go to the 60 grams, then you can have a cup of rice and half cup of dal. That would make it 60. So I have a sample plate. So this is half cup of dal, and you want to open that plate, just that foil. Take off the foil. Okay, there. Okay, so you can take it around. So this is 30 grams. So you have to have half your plate filled with vegetables. So vegetables are the fiber. Then this is 30 grams of carb of rice, and then you have to have some protein. So I put tofu here. So you can pass around. Oh, yeah. So this is 30 grams of carb. So that is 15 grams of carb in that dal. So this much dal, half cup of dal. So with this will become 45 grams of carb in this plate. So this is a pretty big, enough for you to get satisfied, right? But you're getting your protein. The key is to add a lot of, you can pass it around, Lakshmi, if they want to see. Yes, all the measurements are cooked measurements, yes, ma'am. Right. So, but then, so 4 idlis, right? And then have chutney, sambar. You don't put too many dal in it, so you can just, it's negligible. But key is to add some protein, right? So either you can add tofu in our handout in the PDF, not the link. The link has sample ideas for meals with protein and the 45 grams of carb in it. So if you eat egg, that would be the protein. If not, I like Greek yogurt or cottage cheese for my protein in the morning. So I love cottage cheese. So that is a good source of protein. Cottage cheese with some fruit would be the carb if you want to mix the cottage cheese and fruit. Non-vegetarians, it's difficult for vegetarians. So tofu, protein powder, soy products. Oh, sorry. Yeah, thank you for reminding. So the question was, we are going to talk about it too in a bit, the protein. The protein source, non-dairy protein source for vegetarians. So tofu and soy products mainly, because Greek yogurt would be because we all eat yogurt with our rice. So to substitute, because Greek yogurt is, it's called hung yogurt because they take away that sugar part, and it's more protein concentrated, and the sugar is less than our regular yogurt. Okay, so any questions about reading the label? Yes. I can repeat the question.
No problem. Yeah, and the non-dairy, I think people often look at egg as being the reason why there's non-dairy as well, not just vegan. So if you can also highlight, like, non-dairy means you can take paneer, right? I think
Yeah,
it's
paneer
a
also,
good
right,
source.
sorry. Yeah, cheese and paneer would be also, well, cheese is not, but paneer is still a dairy.
Cottage cheese, right?
Cottage cheese is also dairy, right? Because the question was,
Correct.
what are the non-dairy?
Yeah.
It's
What
a
I'm saying
dairy,
is,
huh?
people may sometimes think because I want to eliminate egg, they're thinking dairy is off. Like,
Oh.
So I think there's three sections. One is dairy, absolute vegan, and then there is this middle, which is
Right, so
like-
vegan is when they avoid the dairy as well. So any animal product they avoid, right? So then it would be just soy or supplements. Pea protein powder, I haven't tried it, but people say that if you use pea protein powder in your like dal and your roti, you mix it with those, then it would be. Whey protein is good too, but it tastes better, I think, when it's with pea protein, because it's a vegetable. It goes better in your dal. It kind of have whey protein has a different taste. So I don't know. I haven't tried it, but right, it's dairy too. But I'm saying if you want to increase the protein. I mean, you don't have to limit dairy. There is no reason to limit dairy unless you are lactose intolerant or you cannot tolerate the dairy products.
And nuts, right? I think it's supposed to have a lot,
Nuts are fat.
but they also have a lot of protein as well.
Not as much, because if you have to eat more nuts to get the protein, and that will make you gain weight. Because it's a fat, it's more concentrated in calories. So the question is, can nuts be used for protein? I'm saying nuts have more calories, because to get that amount of protein, you have to eat more nuts. So that will make you gain weight. Okay. So next slide, please. Mm-hmm. Carrots? Yeah. Yeah, grated carrots. And this is like half cup of cooked dal. Yeah, if you want to open and see, that is okay. So even with including that dal, it's only 45 grams of carb. Yeah, that's why I wanted to show you that way it's not too less. You are, because the reason is because you are filling with a lot of vegetables and the protein, right? And that much tofu is about 20 grams of protein. So if you get that dal plus that much dal has 7 grams of protein, so that's 27 grams of protein right there. That's like eating 4 ounces of meat or 4 eggs. How much protein? Total in that plate without the dal is only 30 grams. Because it's 2/3 cup of rice. This is a 1/3 cup, so 2 times this of level 2/3 cups of rice. Yeah, of course you can. So dal is considered as a protein and a carb. So half cup of dal has 15 grams of carb and 7 grams of protein. So for example, right, 1 egg is 7 grams of protein. It doesn't have any carb. Okay? So the question was, is dal is not considered as a protein? So dal is a combo of carb and protein. So half cup of dal is 15 grams of carb, 7 grams of protein. So it's like eating 1 slice of bread, which is 15 grams of carb, 1 egg, which is 7 grams of protein. So eating a slice of bread with 1 egg is like eating half a cup of dal. Okay. So this is when your sugar goes below 70. It's called the rule of 15. So if you're diabetic, you're taking medications or insulin or something, and it drops below 70, it can go low super fast. So you have to be careful, and you want to bring it up quickly. So you don't want to eat like a candy bar, because it takes longer time to digest and releases sugar into the blood. So you want to eat a simple sugar, which is like fruit juice, glucose tablets, hard candy, not the candy bar, but hard candies. So 15 grams of rapid acting carb, which is like half a cup of fruit juice, 3 or 4 hard candies, half a cup of regular soda, not the diet ones, 3 or 4 glucose tablets. So if you guys are carrying the glucose tablets with you, and people just take 1 tablet, One is only 5 grams of carb. You need 15 grams. So you need to eat 3 to 4. Some of them are 4 carb in each. So you need to eat 3 or 4 glucose tablets, 5 or 6 hard candies, and then chew them quickly, and then wait for 15 minutes and check your sugar again. If it's still below 70, you still need to repeat that step, right? Don't panic and go eat a lot of stuff. Then your sugar will go super high, then it's difficult to bring it down. So you want to measure that carb or a tablespoon of sugar or a tablespoon of honey, and then wait for 15 minutes and then check your sugar. If it's still below 70, repeat the step. But if it's above 70, it's time for a meal. Have the meal or a snack, whichever it's time for. Okay. Next question. One of those, yes. So these are 7 grams to answer your question about protein. So these each will have 7 grams of protein. So 3 ounces of tofu is 7 grams of protein. 1 ounce, so paneer is high in fat, so you don't want to have the regular paneer. You can buy the low-fat paneer, so that will have less fat and it has the protein. So 1 ounce of paneer, or a 1 ounce, a slice of cheese, the low-fat cheese, that's 7 grams of protein. Half cup of edamame, 1/3 cup of plain Greek yogurt. So each of these has 7 grams of protein in it. Like I said, the dal or the beans, like rajma, all that, half a cup is about 15 carb, 7 to 10. Some dal has a little bit more protein, but, the midpoint, 7 grams of protein in it. Cottage cheese would be 4th cup. So aim for at least 20 grams of protein per meal. If you are eating meat, 1 ounce of meat, each ounce of meat is 7 grams of protein. So 20 grams of protein per meal. So like I said, this plate I showed you, without the dal, it's 20 grams of protein. Okay? With the dal, it becomes 27.
I have a quick question. So I saw the edamame. So normally it's frozen. There's any difference between frozen and non-frozen?
No.
Okay.
As long as the vegetables are not canned, you're good. Frozen is actually sometimes better, they say.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. That I'm not sure. Like 1/3 cup is this much. Yeah. So 8 ounces is 1 cup. So you can do the math. So 1/3. You want to look at the label. That's the best way to go with that, right? So you can look at the label and see how many grams of protein it has and how many grams of carb and all that. It will have some carb. Typically, like 1 serving is 5 grams of carb and like 12 grams of protein. Okay. Right. Yeah. Because the cup is easier, right? You can use it as a serving spoon, like in your rice and your, like that way you get fancier cup than this, and you can, with the handle, so you can use it as a serving spoon, and that way you can measure. And you don't have to measure probably every time. Like now you have a visual, and you know how much it looks on your plate, especially if you go out to eat. Now you know this much rice is about 30 grams of carb, right? So once, a couple of times you measure, then you will know, you can eyeball it. So next slide. Sorry, yeah. Yeah, so the question is, what about the protein supplements like protein chips and protein waffles? So the best thing is they all have a nutrition label in it. Look for the carb and how much protein it has, right? So carb, remember, total carb, look at the fiber, dietary fiber will be right below it, and you subtract the fiber, you get the net carb. But very important to check the serving size. So all the information may not be for the whole bag. It may be for, if there's a protein chips, it may be for like 10 chips. You need to look at the serving size. That's very important. So how much protein should I eat? So again, it depends on your age, BMI, health conditions, physical activity, etc. But rule of thumb, it's 0.8 gram per kilo for each person. Okay, next slide. So these are the fats. So like I said, all the nuts. So anything you can extract oil out of is a fat. So all the nuts, the seeds, avocado, all you can take oil out of, right? So they fall under the fat category. So healthy fats are on this side, like avocado, nuts, the seeds, like sesame seeds, chia seeds, all those fall under fat. So it's a lot of calorie though. So a tablespoon of chia seed is 45 calorie, right? I didn't bring my food sample, but like 1/8 of an avocado, it's like a tiny sliver of avocado. That's 45 calories. So if you eat a whole avocado, even if it's small, it could be like 300 calorie. So if you're trying to lose weight, you don't want to eat the whole avocado. That's one mistake I see often people doing. They're trying to eat healthy and lose weight, but what do you eat for breakfast? I eat one avocado with toast. So one avocado, that's like the whole meal could be like 400 calories just from that, right? So a tablespoon of chia seed, flax seed, all that is 1 serving. Olive oil, all the cooking oils, 1 teaspoon is a serving. Try and use the spray as much as you can. That doesn't count, it's considered free. So when you buy the spray, you want to look at the ingredients and you just want the name of the oil only in the ingredient. You don't want any other additives in there, right? Then you know it's just the oil, you can spray it. Like for example, dosa, right? If you make dosa, you don't have to pour the oil, then it becomes too much. But if you spray it, that's enough. It comes out really well too. Yeah, thank you. So how much fat should you consume? Again, depending on your calorie needs, 30% of your calorie can come from the fat. And try and limit only one serving of fat per meal, which is like a teaspoon of oil, teaspoon of ghee, all that. So only 1 serving per meal. So we use plenty of cooking oil like tadka and all that, so that take care of it. Mm-hmm. So think about the raisins, right? What does it come under? Is it a carb or a protein or a fat? The question was, where does raisin fall? Is it good for you or bad for you? Is it a carb or a protein or a fat? Carb, right? Because it's a fruit. So if you're diabetic, right, you need to watch your carb, right? So let's say you're aiming for 60 grams of carb per meal. So 2 tablespoons, if you look in your handout, 2 tablespoons of raisin is 15 grams of carb. So it's up to you how much of the raisin you want at that meal, right? Out of your 60. So if you're having oatmeal with raisins, 1/2 cup of cooked oatmeal is 15, so 1.5 cup is 45, and then you put 2 tablespoons of raisin, that becomes your 60 grams of carb at that meal, okay? Yeah, next slide. So vegetables, they are fiber. So fiber will help. These are the non-starchy vegetables. They will help to bring your sugar down and fill you up. So like you see in the plate, right? That's more fiber. Fill half your plate with vegetables. So to aim for at least 2 or 3 cups of raw vegetable. I mean, if it's raw, about 3 cups. This is about 1.5 cup of vegetable together, like a cup and a half. So the more the merrier. The more vegetable you want to have, the better. And if you eat the vegetable first, remember that's a fiber, it will slow down the digestion, right? So then you eat your protein and the carb. The carb is coming last, so the digestion is already slower with the fiber and the protein. So that should be ideally the order of eating. Have your vegetable first. That's why people have salads first, because you're adding that fiber in there first. Okay, next slide. Next slide, I think we are almost done. So buttermilk is yogurt, right? So remember, yogurt is a carb. So the question is buttermilk and rice. So yogurt is a carb, but in like 6 ounces of yogurt is 12 grams, about 15 grams. We can round it to 15 and say 15, 6 ounces. So when you make buttermilk, you put very little, right? So if it's like very little, like 2 tablespoons or something, then it's negligible. But I would recommend you make the buttermilk with the Greek yogurt. That way it's better, okay? Yeah, so sambar and rasam doesn't have... have much carb, much dal in it, right? So you don't have to count that. The rice is going to be the carb and the yogurt is going to be the carb. So if you want to limit it to 60 carb per that meal, count that, measure it out. So having snack in between helps. Try to limit, I don't want to take too much of time with this, but try to limit the snack to, if you're diabetic, to 15 grams or less of carb if you're having a snack that is carb, which could be a fruit, right? A serving of fruit is 15 grams of carb. So snack will help you to not feel super hungry when you're at a meal. So when you're really, really hungry, you just cannot think. You're not going to count all these things, right? You're just going to eat whatever. So don't get so hungry before a meal. Have a snack in between, and then that way you're not extremely hungry. Okay, next slide. So these are the snack ideas. We can send it to you. This just, that way we're not taking too much time on this. Next one, please. So getting active, moving, like I said, it will bring your blood sugar down and your blood pressure down, your cholesterol. It's overall good for you doing more cardio, right? So that will help with all this. Next slide, please. Exercise, if you're diabetic, carry an ID. You don't want to drop your blood sugar or something happens, the paramedics will know it could be because of low blood sugar, right? So have an ID is good. Next one. These are physical blood sugar limits for if you're diabetic, taking medications and going out to do your exercise. So check your sugar before you go out to exercise. If it's less than 80 before you head out to the exercise, eat a large snack, right? About 30 grams of carb, a cup of skim milk and some peanut butter, just an idea, like have at least 30 grams of carb. If it's and then wait for 15 minutes and check your sugar. If it's above 120, go ahead and exercise. And if it's between 80 to 120, have like a 15 gram of snack, okay? If it's between 120 to 250, go ahead and exercise. If it's like more than 250, and especially for type 1, you don't want to exercise, it can cause ketones and go into like ketosis and stuff. So these are the safety precautions for your exercise. Okay.
The 250 mg, right? I think you said monitor your blood glucose closely. Is it for higher or lower?
Higher, yeah.
Higher with exercise?
Sometimes, if you are type 1, especially I would say about 300, you should be cautious. It can go higher if you go, yeah. It can cause ketosis and stuff. Okay, the next one. Yeah, 70 is true low. Yeah, 70 and below is true low. So this is a dinner meal, right? This lady is eating a 2 6-inch chapati and half cup of dal and okra fry. So can you tell me how many carbs does it have? Right, very good. Doesn't count. It's a non-starchy vegetable. There will be a lot of fat if you would use a lot of oil, right? But it doesn't count though. But yeah, you're right. It's 45 grams of carb. How many grams of protein? Right, good job. 7 grams. So next slide. What can she do to increase the protein to 20 grams? Greek yogurt. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, go ahead. Next slide. Edamame, yeah. What did you say? Add an egg, yeah, if you eat eggs. But egg is 7 grams only, right? So that's still it's only going to be 14 from the dal and this. Next slide. Yeah, keep going, please. Keep going. Yeah. So 1 roti is 15 carbs. So you can add edamame to okra, right? Or you can do 1/3 cup of Greek yogurt, like y'all said. So that will give you about 21 grams of protein and 45 grams of carb. Next slide. So these are all in that handout that we sent, the soft copies that we sent out. I think it's missing the cup measures. It just the 2/3, those are missing. So remember, now you know how much. It just say cup in the handout. It's missing that 2/3 part in the link. So that's it. Side down. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
fries, all these fries there, do they count as what do they count as?
Well, fries?
Like okra fry and all.
Oh, fried okra. Yeah, like I said, question is what if you have the okra fry, is it count as a carb? So fry, like I said, if you use too much oil, that is more calorie. It doesn't affect your sugar, right? Okra is a non-starchy vegetable. Oil is a fat. It doesn't affect your sugar, so you got to be conscious about how much oil you're adding. Even if it's olive oil, right? It's a healthy oil, but you don't want to gain weight if you're trying not to gain weight. But if you're underweight or something, go ahead and use it, right? Healthy fats are okay to do more if you want to gain weight.
Okay.
Good question. Yeah, so question is, what if you air fry? That's great. So then you can spray these things, you use the oil spray and put it in the air fryer. Yeah.
Why is the spray not considered as an oil?
Because
Still
it's
an oil,
very little, right? When you spray, when you pour a teaspoon, it's not even a teaspoon of oil when you spray.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't spray, like go ahead and keep spraying the whole bottle, right? Then it's not good, like 2, 3. Go ahead, you have a question? Uh-huh. Right. So the question is, if I'm having brunch and skipping breakfast, right? That's your question. Can I bring it? So it's like putting a heavy load in your washing machine, right? It's more taxing to the machine. So it's like if you're taking that 45 grams from the breakfast and making it 90 at that meal, your body has to make so much more insulin to bring that down. So it's best to split it. That way you're not making your organs to work harder, right? So because the more that organ works, it'll burn, right? So it's going to lose its function. As is, every year we are losing 10% of our organ functions. So you don't want to do that. That's why it's good to have that meal, then a snack, then a meal and a snack. For everybody, diabetic diet is not just for diabetes. It's just a general healthy way of eating for everybody. That plate this should be everybody's plate, right? Any other questions? Right. So the question is not to skip breakfast. Yes, because what happens is you haven't eaten all night. You had your dinner probably at 9. So when you wake up in the morning, the body thinks, so our body burns a lot of calorie doing a lot of work inside your body, right? You're doing a lot of work. So that energy that you're spending is your metabolism, right? So you're burning that. So when you wake up in the morning and the body doesn't receive the food, it goes into a starvation phase. Body is always afraid of starvation, right? So it holds on to all that spending and conserve the energy. So your metabolism slow down. So you don't want to do that. You want to kickstart your metabolism with the breakfast. So let the body know that there is food coming. Don't worry, keep going, right? And if you want to skip a meal and do that intermittent fasting, do at the end of the day. Like stop dinner by 6. You just need 14-hour fasting. Then by 8 in the morning, you can have. After 6, don't eat anything. Then in the 8 in the morning, you can have your breakfast. Go ahead, sir. Well, metabolism, yeah. Your metabolism varies for different people. Is that what your question was? Yeah. Depending on if you're a person who exercises a lot, so your body is always in that high, it's functioning more, like it's active, right? Like all the rhythm is more. So you're burning more while you're not even doing the exercise. You are sitting down and you're burning more because your metabolism is high, because your body is used to that movement. Go ahead, you have one. So the sugars, coffee with non-dairy creamer and equal sugar, yeah. So the non-dairy creamer doesn't have much carb. Then the equal is a sweetener that doesn't affect your sugar, so that should be good. But I would recommend like monk fruit or stevia because it's more natural. That's what I use, the monk fruit, because it's natural, the sweetener. So the question is, the whole milk, is it better than skim milk and 2%? So the whole milk has all the fat in it, okay? So if your cholesterol is high, or your LDL or something in the bad cholesterol is high, you don't want to add more fat in it. Or even if you're taking cholesterol medications, right, that means your cholesterol has been high. So you wouldn't want to do the high fat because it's not good for your heart. So from a diet, the reason why some people say it is better, the whole milk, because it slows down the digestion. The carb doesn't get digested quickly if it's whole milk because of that fat in it. So you don't get a quick spike. But in general, low-fat milk is better. 1% or skim is considered low fat. Anything below total fat below 3 grams is considered low fat. Okay.
Is it okay to take a whey protein provided we are doing a proper workout and
Yes,
everything? If
yes,
you have
absolutely,
a diabetic,
yeah.
even if you have a diabetic.
Yeah,
Okay.
whey protein does, unless you have to look at the label though. Some of the whey protein has carbs in it, so you want to get a protein powder that does not have much carb. And it's more protein, less calorie, because if you don't want to gain weight, if you're trying to lose weight or not to gain weight, so the calorie should be low, carb should be low, but protein should be max per serving.
Got it. But without doing proper workout, it's not good to take it.
No, that's not necessarily. If you're a vegetarian and you're not getting enough protein at the meal, this would be a good way to get some protein in.
Got it.
Yes, because it's a grain, right? Your weekends, okay.
I know there's a lot of questions coming up. What we are going to do is we're going to set up a WhatsApp group. You can join there and you can ask all these questions. And monthly once we'll have a Q&A session like this on Zoom. We're also going to have like 21-day challenge for all of us. They're going to devise something. So it'll start from January 1st. So tonight, hopefully we'll release the WhatsApp group and you all can join. We need to start the next setup and other things ready before the devotional session can start. So we need 15 minutes break. Thank you all for joining, and thank you, Jyotsna, for the excellent presentation. Dr. Indu could not be here today. She is the one who put the millet recipes together. Please do go and enjoy it. Such a good, very good meal plan she has provided. It's there in our webpage. I posted it in the announcements. Please do use it. And we will talk more during the WhatsApp. It's free. Just ask your relevant questions related only to this topic on that WhatsApp group. We don't want any other messages there. Anything health related, you can stick to that WhatsApp group. Okay? Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Sai Ram, thank you. Okay. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Vijay, mute.
श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम् गणानान्त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पतान शृण्वन्नोतिभिस्सेदसादनम् प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्रवतु गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम् ॐ नमो भगवते रुद्राय ॐ नमस्ते रुद्रमन्यवौतो तैषवे नमः नमस्ते अस्तु धन्वने बाहुभ्यामुत ते नमः या तैषु शिवतमा शिवं बभूव तनुवाशन्तमया गिरिशन्ताभिचाकशीः यामिषं गिरिशन्तहस्ते बिभर्षस्तवे शिवाङ्गिरित्रतां कुरु माहि गुंसे पुरुषं जगत् शिवेन वचसा त्वा गिरिशाच्छा वदामसि यथा नः सर्वमिज्जगदयक्ष्मगुं सुमना असत् अद्य वोचदति वक्ता प्रथमो दैव्योऽभिषक् अहिगुश्च सर्वान् जम्बयन् सर्वाश्रयातु धान्यः असौ यस्ताम्रो अरुण उत बभ्रुस्सु मङ्गलः ये चेमागुं रुद्रा अभितो दिक्षु श्रिता सहस्रशो वैशागुं हेडैर्महे असौ यो वसर्पति नीलग्रीवो विलोहितः उतेनं गोपा अदृशन्नदृशन्नुदहार्यः उतेनं विश्वा भूतानि सदृष्टो मृडयातिनः नमो अस्तु नीलग्रीवाय सहस्राक्षाय मीदुषे अथो ये अस्य सत्त्वानो हन्तेभ्यो करन्नमः प्रमुञ्च धन्वनस्वमुभयोराग्नियोर्ज्याम् याश्यते हस्तैषवः पराता भगवो वप अवतत्य धनुस्त्वगुं सहस्राक्षशतेषु दे निषेर्य शल्यानां मुखा शिवो नः सुमना भव विज्यन् धनुः कपर्दिनो विशल्यो बाणवागुम् उत अनेशन्नश्येषव आभुरस्य निषङ्गतिः याते हेतिर्मीढुष्टमहस्ते बभूव ते धनुः तयास्मान् विश्वतस्त्वमयक्ष्मया परिभुज नमस्ते अस्त्वायुधायानातताय धृष्णवे उभाभ्यामुत ते नमो बाहुभ्यां तव धन्वने परिते धन्वनो हेतिरस्मान् वृणक्तु विश्वतः अथो य इषुतिस्तवारे अस्मन्निधेहितम् नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्र्यम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः नमो हिरण्यबाहवे सेनान्ये दिशां च पतये नमो नमो वृक्षेभ्यो हरिकेशेभ्य पशूनां पतये नमो नमः सस्पिञ्जराय त्विषीमते पथीनां पतये नमो नमो बब्लुषाय विव्याधिनेन्नानां पतये नमो नमो हरिकेशायोपवीतिने पुष्टानां पतये नमो नमो भवस्य हेत्यै जगतां पतये नमो नमो रुद्राय तथा विने क्षेत्राणां पतये नमो नमः सूताय हन्त्याय वनानां पतये नमो नमो रोहिताय स्थपतये वृक्षाणां पतये नमो नमो मन्त्रिणे वाणिजाय कक्षाणां पतये नमो नमो भुवन्तये वारिवस्कृताय औषधीनां पतये नमो नमः उच्चैर्घोषाय क्रन्दयते पत्नीनां पतये नमो नमः कृत्स्नवीताय धावते सत्त्वनां पतये नमः नमः सहमानाय निर्व्याधिनां पतये नमो नमः ककुभाय निषङ्गिणे सेनानां पतये नमो नमो निषङ्गिणेषु धीमते तस्कराणां पतये नमो नमो वञ्चते परिवञ्चते सायूनां पतये नमो नमो निचेरवे परिचरायारण्यानां पतये नमो नमः श्रीकाविभ्यो जिगागुंसभ्यो मुष्णतां पतये नमो नमो सिमद्भ्यो नक्तञ्चरभ्यः प्रकृन्तानां पतये नमो नमः उष्णीषिणे गिरिचराय कुलुञ्चानां पतये नमो नमः इषुमद्भ्यो धन्वाविभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः आतन्वानेभ्यः प्रतिदधानेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः आयच्छद्भ्यो विसृजद्भ्यश्च वो नमो नमोऽस्यद्भ्यो विद्यद्भ्यश्च वो नमो नमः आसीनेभ्यः शयानेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः स्वपद्भ्यो जाग्रद्भ्यश्च वो नमो नमस्तिष्ठद्भ्यो धावद्भ्यश्च वो नमो नमः सभाभ्यः सभापतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो अश्वेभ्यो अश्वपतिभ्यश्च वो नमः नम आव्याधिनीभ्यो विविद्यन्तेभ्यश्च वो नमो नम उगराभ्यस्त्रगुंहतेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो कृत्सेभ्यो कृत्सपतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो व्रातेभ्यो व्रातपतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो गणेभ्यो गणपतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो विरूपेभ्यो विश्वरूपेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो महद्भ्यः क्षुल्लकेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो रथिभ्यो रथेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो रथेभ्यो रथपतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः सेनाभ्यः सेनानिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः शत्रुभ्यः सङ्ग्रहीतृभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः स्तक्षभ्यो रथकारेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः कुलालेभ्यः कर्मारेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः पुञ्जिष्टेभ्यो निषादेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः शुकृभ्यो धन्वकृभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो मृगयुभ्यश्वनिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः श्वभ्यश्वपतिभ्यश्च वो नमः नमो भवाय च रुद्राय च नमः शर्वाय च पशुपतये च नमो नीलग्रीवाय च शितिकण्ठाय च नमः कपर्दिने च व्युप्तकेशाय च नमः सहस्राक्षाय च शतधन्वने च नमो गिरिशाय च शिपिविष्टाय च नमो मीदुष्टमाय चेषुमते च नमो ह्रस्वाय च वामनाय च नमो बृहते च वर्षीयसे च नमो वृद्धाय च संवृद्ध्वने च नमो अग्र्याय च प्रथमाय च नमः आशवे चाझिराय च नमः शीघ्रियाय च शीभ्याय च नमः ऊर्म्याय च वस्वन्याय च नमः स्रोतस्याय च द्वीप्याय च नमो ज्येष्ठाय च कनिष्ठाय च नमः पूर्वजाय चापरजाय च नमो मध्यमाय चापगल्भाय च नमो जगन्याय च बुद्ध्याय च नमः सोऽभ्याय च प्रतिसर्याय च नमो याम्याय च क्षेम्याय च नमः उर्वर्याय च कल्याय च नमः श्लोक्याय चावसान्याय च नमो वन्याय च कक्षाय च नमः श्रवाय च प्रतिश्रवाय च नमः आशुषेनाय चाशुरथाय च नमः शूराय चावभिन्दते च नमो वर्मिणे च वरूतिने च नमो बिल्मिने च कवचिने च नमः श्रुताय च श्रुतसेनाय च नमो दुन्दुभ्याय च हनन्याय च नमो धृष्णवे च प्रमृषाय च नमो दूताय च प्रहिताय च नमो निषङ्गिने चेषु धिमते च नमस्तीक्ष्णे शवे चायुधिने च नमः स्वायुधाय च सुदन्वने च नमः श्रुत्याय च पत्याय च नमः कार्त्याय च नीप्याय च नमः सूत्याय च सरस्याय च नमो नाद्याय च वैशन्ताय च च नमः कूप्याय च वट्याय च नमो वर्षाय च वर्ष्याय च नमो मेघ्याय च विद्युत्याय च नमः ईध्रियाय च तप्याय च नमो वात्याय च रेश्मियाय च नमो वास्तव्याय च वास्तुपाय च ॐ हर 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 ॐ नमः सोमाय च रुद्राय च नमः ताम्राय च अरुणाय च नमः शङ्गाय च पशुपतये च नमः उग्राय च भीमाय च नमो अग्रे वधाय च दूरे वधाय च नमो हन्त्रे च हनीयसे च नमो वृक्षेभ्यो हरिकेशेभ्यो नमस्ताराय नमः शम्भवे च मयो भवे च नमः शङ्कराय च मयस्कराय च नमः शिवाय च शिवतराय च नमः स्तीर्त्याय च कूल्याय च नमः पार्याय च वार्याय च नमः प्रतरणाय चोत्तरणाय च नमः आतार्याय च लाद्याय च नमः षष्प्याय च भेन्याय च नमः सिकत्याय च प्रवाह्याय च नमैरिण्याय च प्रपथ्याय च नमः किगुंशिलाय च क्षयनाय च नमः कपर्दिने च पुलस्तये च नमो कोष्ट्याय च गृह्याय च नमः स्तल्प्याय च गेह्याय च नमः काट्याय च गह्वरेष्ठाय च नमो हृदयाय च निवेश्याय च नमः पागुंसव्याय च रजस्याय च नमः शुष्क्याय च हरित्याय च नमो लोप्याय चोलप्याय च नमः ऊर्व्याय च सूर्म्याय च नमः पर्ण्याय च पर्णसत्याय च नमो पगुरमाणाय चाभिघ्नते च नमः आखिदते च प्रखिदते च नमो वक्किरिकेभ्यो देवानागुं हृदयेभ्यो नमो विक्षीणकेभ्यो नमो विचिन्वत्केभ्यो नमः आनिर्हतेभ्यो नमः आमीवत्केभ्यः द्रापे अन्धसस्पते दरिद्रन्नीललोहित येषां पुरुषाणामेषां पशूनां मा भेर्मा रोमो येषां किञ्चनाममद या ते रुद्र शिवा तनु शिवा विश्वाहवेशजी शिवा रुद्रस्य वेशजी तया नो मृडजीवसे इमागुं रुद्राय तमसे कपर्दिने क्षयद्वीराय प्रभरामहे मतिम् यथा नश्यमसद्विपदे चतुष्पदे विश्वं पुष्टं ग्रामे अस्मिन्ननातुरम् मृडानो रुद्रोतनो मयस्कृति क्षयद्वीराय नमसा विधेमते यच्छञ्चयोश्च मनुराय जे पिता तदश्याम तव रुद्र प्रणीतौ मानो महान्तमुतमानो अर्भकं मानौ क्षन्तमुतमानौ क्षितम् मानो वदीः पितरं मोतमातरं प्रियामानस्तनुवो रुद्ररीरिषः मानस्तोकेतनये मान आयुषि मानो गोषु मानो अश्वेषु रीरिषः वीरान् मानो रुद्रभामितो वदीर्हविष्मन्तो नमसा विधेमते आराते घोग्नौ तपूरुषग्ने क्षयद्वीराय सुम्नमस्मे ते अस्तु रक्षा च नो अधि च देव ब्रूह्यदा च नः शर्म यच्छद्विबर्हाः स्तुहि श्रुतं गर्त सदयुवानं मृगन्न भीममुपहत्नुमुग्रम् मृडाचरित्रे रुद्रस्तवानो अन्यन्ते अस्मन्निवपन्तु सेनाः परिणो रुद्रस्य हेतिर्वृणक्तु परित्वेषस्य दुर्मतिरघायोः अवस्थिरा भगवद्भ्यस्तनुष्वमीढस्तोकायतनयाय मृडय मीडुष्टम शिवतम शिवो नः सुमना भव परमे वृक्ष आयुधन्निदाय कृत्तिं वसान आचर पिनाकं बिभ्रदागहि विकिरित विलोहित नमस्ते अस्तु भगवः यास्ते सहस्रगुं हेतयोऽन्यमस्मन्निवपन्तु ताः सहस्राणि सहस्रधा बाहुवोस्तव हेतयः तासामीशानो भगवः पराचीना मुखाकृति सहस्राणि सहस्रशो ये रुद्रा अधिभूम्या तेषागुं सहस्रयोजने वदन्वानि तन्मसि अस्मिन् महत्यर्णवेऽन्तरिक्षे भवा अधि नीलग्रीवाश्रितकण्ठाः शर्वा अधः क्षमाचराः नीलग्रीवाश्रितकण्ठादिवगुं रुद्रा उपश्रिताः ये वृक्षेषु सस्पिञ्जरा नीलग्रीवा विलोहिताः ये भूतानामधिपतयो वृषिखासः कपर्दिनः ये अन्येषु विविद्यन्ति पात्रेषु पिबतो जनान ये पथां पथिरक्षय ऐलभृदाय व्युदः ये तीर्थानि प्रचरन्ति शृकावन्तो निषङ्गिणः य एतावन्तश्च भूयागुंसश्च दिशो रुद्रावितस्थिरे तेषागुं सहस्रयोजने वदन्वानि तन्मसि नमो रुद्रेभ्यो ये पृथिव्यां येऽन्तरिक्षे ये दिवि येषामन्नौ वातो वर्षमिषवस्तेभ्यो दश प्राचीर्दश दक्षिणा दश प्रतीचीर्दशोदीचीर्दशोर्ध्वास्तेभ्यो नमस्ते नो मृळयन्तु ते यन्वष्मो यच्च नो द्वेष्टितं भोजम्बे ददामि त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात् यो रुद्रो अग्नौ यो अप्सु योषधीषु यो रुद्रो विश्वा भुवना विवेश तस्मै रुद्राय नमो अस्तु ये ते सहस्रमयुतं पाशा मृत्यो मर्त्याय हन्तवे तान् यज्ञस्य मायया सर्वानवयजामहे मृत्यवे स्वाहा प्राणानां ग्रन्थयसि रुद्रो मा विशान्तकः तेनान्येनाप्यायस्व नमो रुद्राय विष्णवे मृत्युर्मे पाहि तमुष्टु हि यस्पृशु सुदन्वायो विश्वस्य क्षयति भेषजस्य यक्ष्वामहे मनसाय रुद्रं नमो भिर्देवसुरन्दुवस्य अयं मे हस्तो भगवान् अयं मे भगवत्तरः अयं मे विश्वभेषजो यगुं शिवाभिमर्शनः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
Saramal, welcome to DSC Center. Before we begin our announcements, is there anybody joining us for the first time? Okay, cool. Okay, well then we can get started. Methinks. Are we able to go to the next slide? Oh, okay, just kidding. Never mind. We'll sit. Okay, well, we can move on. Next slide. Okay, as we can see, this is our center schedule. We are entering our devotional program. Please note for Bhajans, next week it is our Sathya group kicking us off in 2026. And for study circle, please note we are continuing with the Mindful Living series that began today. Hopefully everybody was able to join that. Next slide. All right, new in-person Rudram learning is tentatively starting from Jan 11th. That'll be taking place from 1 to 1:40 at the center. If you are interested in joining this new batch, please make sure to register latest by January 4th. Our New Year's Eve Bhajans will be taking place here, same location, from 7:30 till 12:30 on December 31st. Please note what our agenda is looking like. And please join us to celebrate and welcome in the new year. If you are interested in being there, please make sure to RSVP. That link will be in our newsletter, so please keep a lookout for that. Next slide, please. Sathya Sai Vratam is taking place Jan 3rd. I believe this is a Saturday. So please mark your calendars. That's 5 to 7 p.m., same location. Families are welcome to sit together and participate in the puja. If you already have a Sathya Sai Narayana picture, please make sure to bring it with you. And please be sure to RSVP latest by January 1st so that we can plan accordingly. And again, those RSVP links and any signups for the prasadam and puja items will be found in the newsletter and our main communications. Please note our upcoming weekly service activities. We are pausing a few of them because of the holiday break. So if you are interested, please be sure to reach out to those leads and they will get you sorted once we are back off the break. Thank you to all of the volunteers who showed up for VNA Doc Seva early morning. We had SSC kids, young adults, YAs, everybody. We had people showing up at 5 a.m., so kudos to everybody who was involved. Thank you for being there. Awesome. If you are a morning person, please look out for Bridge Seva. Our next Bridge Seva will be taking place Sunday, January 4th. We do it the first, third, and fifth Sundays of every month. If you'd like, just feel free to join the WhatsApp group, and you can reach out to Srini and go there for information. And then our upcoming Sandwich Seva will be taking place on Sunday, January 4th. That is from 2 to 3:15. So that'll be taking place in the Founders Hall, just across the hall from us. This is open for any and all volunteers, anybody who is interested. So please reach out to Jayanti Auntie if you would like to support. SSC, please note that there is no SSC classes today and next week for the winter break, and classes will resume again on January 11th. Thought for the day. And before I jump into Thought for the Day, I do want to just share a quick reminder from the selection committee that the nomination forms for the new officer selections, that was for the term of 2026 to 27, they are open. They have been open for the past few weeks now. So if you haven't had a chance to submit your nominations, please sure to do so. You will find that link in the newsletter, in the center newsletter. If for some reason you're not getting the center newsletter, please come and find an officer. We'll make sure you have signed up on the membership form and you have access to those communications. And the deadline for that is January 15th, I want to say. I think that's a Thursday, so please just mark your calendars. We have 2 more weeks and they do fly pretty fast. Thought for the day. The quest for God does not mean doing bhajans, japa, worship, and the like. These are merely means for achieving mental concentration and subduing desires and aversions. Why cry out, asking, where is God? He resides in the heart. Offer service and receive love. Thereby experience the bliss of self-realization. Sathya Sai Baba, 1985. Sai Ram.
तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् ॐ स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Adonai Echad Adonai Echad Hashem Vohu Vahishtemasti Ushtasti Ushtamai Yadashor Vahishto Yashem Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Buddham Sharanam Gacchami Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami Sangham Sharanam Gacchami Bismillah Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim Bismillah Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim Bismillah Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim La ilaha illallah Allah Allah La ilaha illallah Allah Allah La ilaha illallah Allah Allah Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahe Satyadevaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarvah Prachodayat Om Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahe Satyadevaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarvah Prachodayat Om Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahe Satyadevaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarvah Prachodayat Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
गणेशशरणं परमपावनं सत्यसायिनं गजाननम् गणेशशरणं परमपावनं सत्यसायिनं गजाननम् नित्यस्मरणं परमपावनं सत्यसायिनं गजाननम् नित्यस्मरणं परमपावनं सत्यसायिनं गजाननम् सद्गुरुचरणं परमपावनं सत्यसायिनं गजाननम् सद्गुरुचरणं परमपावनं सत्यसायिनं गजाननम् सद्गुरुचरणं परमपावनं सत्यसायिनं गजाननम् पावनं सत्यसायिनं गजाननम् भवभयहरणं परमपावनं सत्यसायिनं गजाननम् भवभयहरणं परमपावनं सत्यसायिनं गजाननम् भवभयहरणं परमपावनं सत्यसायिनं गजाननम् भवभयहरणं परमपावनं सत्यसायिनं गजाननम् गणेशचरणं परमपावनं सत्यसायिनं गजाननम् गणेशचरणं परमपावनं सत्यसायिनं गजाननम् नित्यस्मरणं परमपावनं सत्यसायिनं गजाननम् नित्यस्मरणं परमपावनं सत्यसायिनं गजाननम् सद्गुरुचरणं परमपावनं सत्यसायिनं गजाननम् सद्गुरुचरणं परमपावनं सत्यसायिनं गजाननम् भवभयहरणं परमपावनं सत्यसायिनं गजाननम् भवभयहरणं परमपावनं सत्यसायिनं गजाननम् भवभयहरणं परमपावनं सत्यसायिनं गजाननम् भवभयहरणं परमपावनं सत्यसायिनं गजाननम् गणेशशरणं परमपावनं सत्यसायिनं गजाननम्
ब्रह्मांड नायक बाबा प्रतिपुरीश्वर बाबा
नायका बाबा
जगदोधारिणी माता दुर्गा जगदोधारिणी माता जगदोधारिणी माता दुर्गा जगदोधारिणी माता
शक्ति प्रेम रूप साई
राम कृष्ण शिव शक्ति प्रेम रूप साई
योगावतार बाबा श्री सत्य साई
श्री सत्य साई
योगावतार
Krishna 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 Jai. Krishna 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 Govinda Krishna Jai, Gopala Krishna Jai, Gopala Bala Bala Radha Krishna Jai. Govinda Krishna Jai, Gopala Krishna Jai, Gopala Bala Bala Radha Krishna Jai. Gopika Mara Hari Pyari Mai Meera Mana Vihari Madana Mohan Muralidhari Krishna Jai. Gopika Mara Hari Pyari Mai Meera Mana Vihari Madana Mohan Muralidhari Krishna Jai. Krishna Jai, Rama Krishna Jai, Radha Krishna Jai, Bala Krishna 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 Jai. Krishna Jai, Rama Krishna Jai, Radha Krishna Jai, Bala Krishna 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 Jai. Krishna Jai, Krishna Jai, Krishna Jai, Krishna Jai, Krishna 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 Jai. Krishna Jai, Krishna Jai, Krishna Jai, Krishna Jai, Krishna 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 Jai. Govinda Krishna Jai, Gopala Krishna Jai, Gopala Bala Bala Radha Krishna Jai.
देवी भवानी माँ जय साई भवानी माँ देवी भवानी माँ जय साई भवानी माँ देवी भवानी माँ जय साई भवानी माँ देवी भवानी माँ
आनंदमय जय नारायण साई आनंदमय जय नारायण वसुदेवनंदन राधा जीवन वसुदेवनंदन राधा जीवन परमानंदा माधवा परमानंदा माधवा हरि आनंदमय जय नारायण हरि आनंदमय जय नारायण साई आनंदमय जय नारायण साई आनंदमय जय नारायण वसुदेवनंदन राधा जीवन वसुदेवनंदन राधा जीवन परमानंदा माधवा परमानंदा माधवा परमानंदा माधवा नारायण हरि नारायण नारायण हरि नारायण नारायण हरि नारायण नारायण हरि नारायण
गौरीनाथाय विश्वनाथाय गौरीनाथाय विश्वनाथाय साईनाथाय नमः
O Lord, make the whole of my life as pure as the flame before me. Let it consume itself in the fire, scattering light and the warmth of love to all around me. And at the end of it all, let there be nothing left of me to keep me from merging in you. The Lord of the universe is here. Swami Sathya Sai is here. Come to save the devotees everywhere. Come to bless His children everywhere. Born at Puttaparthi. The Lord of the universe is here. Calm and tranquil like the moon, shining with divine inner light, filling all समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः Sacred, holy and supreme is Baba's vibhuti, pouring forth in endless stream his play of vibhuti. So auspicious is its made, it grants liberation. Baba's vibhuti, its power protects me. Paramam pavitram Baba vibhutim, Paramam vichitram Leela vibhutim, Paramartha ishtartha moksha pradatam, Baba vibhutim idamashlayami. Paramam pavitram Baba vibhutim, Paramam vichitram Leela vibhutim, Paramartha ishtartha moksha pradatam, Baba vibhutim idamashlayami. Paramam pavitram Baba vibhutim, Paramam vichitram Leela vibhutim, Paramartha ishtartha moksha pradatam, Baba vibhutim idamashlayami.
समस्त लोग सुखिनो भवन्तु। समस्त लोग सुखिनो भवन्तु। समस्त लोग सुखिनो भवन्तु। शांति शांति शांति।
ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि